know it's been a while.
Yeah.
We were enjoying holidays.
Oh my god.
And whatnot.
And here it
I
comes
purposefully
on.
cracked out my SpongeBob Snuggie. Because I am a bitch who owns a Snuggie. I think I own two, but I don't know. Yeah, I own a Raider Snuggie.
Oh my god.
A Raider Snuggie and the SpongeBob Snuggie. But now...
Wait, I never knew that SpongeBob had a gap in his teeth.
Yeah, I think it gives him character. He looks really cute. I like a gap tooth.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
all
but we
right.
didn't introduce ourselves, so...
I'm Andrea.
I'm Diana, and we're Bitch the Pop.
Yeah, we're that.
We're that. So... Christmas happened. There was an episode out Christmas Day. Mm-hmm. And then nothing went up last week because I was done. I was tired. A bitch was not going to do anything more. So we decided we were going to put one up the week after New Year's. So here we are, the week after New Year's. And I feel like I still see a lot of people posting on, like, Instagram and Snapchat, like, all social medias that are, like, first day at the gym, starting off 2020 strong. And I'm like...
Oh, no.
I don't do New Year's resolutions, and also, for that exact reason, I used to go to a chiropractor when I injured my knee, and so he told me that he was like, oh, around January and February is when I make the most money, because people, they'll go to the gym, and they don't know how to work out, they don't know how to stretch, they don't know, like, any of that stuff, and so a lot of people go into the chiropractor for, like, runner's knee, or, like, any kind of, like, sports-related injury that they get in the gym, because... they don't know what they're doing.
That would be me, but I never do a resolution to to go out and exercise. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. The only thing I did want to do is cut out soda, because it has been affecting me though. That's the only thing I'm cutting out.
She has her coffee on the table.
I know.
I'm pretty sure coffee is worse, and I feel like if anything, I've had more coffee in my lifetime than I've had soda, for sure. Growing up, like, in a Mexican
100%.
household, just because, like, when you turn, like, 8, and then your parents decide, it's okay if you have, like, a cup of coffee.
Yeah, they're like, with pan? And I'm like, hell yeah.
So you get the coffee and you dip your bread in it.
No, yeah. I needed my coffee today, though. I barely got any sleep. Oh, God.
But resolutions.
Resolutions.
We don't have resolutions.
No.
And we're those kind of people that are like, fuck New Year, new me. Because that has never been me, where after the New Year starts that I start fresh, start anew, blank slate. Not really.
Yeah, no.
Other than my Twitter started anew. But that's just because I tweeted all my drafts at once, and I was like, I'm ready for...
She was like, gotta cleanse myself from all the thoughts I had.
From all the thoughts I had last year. Yeah, just because, okay, some of them hit too close to home. Like, you know how when you're talking to someone, and then that just ends? Well, obviously when it ends, like, abruptly. You don't continue talking to that person, you know? And so a lot of my tweets originally from last year were, like, beginning when, like, we were still talking, and then abrupt... And then my tweets turn into, like, I hate.
Oh, my God.
Like, so that's why I was like, that was the only thing that I thought. I need a clean slate. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I don't think there's really a such thing as a clean slate. At least not for me.
Yeah.
Other than new movies coming out 2020.
Oh, I know. I want to watch. I just saw the trailer for Ryan Reynolds' Free Guy. I don't know if you saw it. But... you know, he's just always been really funny, and just in any interview you see, he's just funny. And so this movie is literally him in real life, just in the same type of character. Mm-hmm. And I want to see it.
I love his personality in general. So I feel like it's gonna be
funny.
Yeah. What else are we excited
about? Oh,
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey. Okay, so I saw the trailer and it seems really promising, but I'm also still really I'm gonna go in with really, really low expectations, just because I remember when the trailer for Suicide Squad dropped, I was so excited because the trailer looked really promising. Mm-hmm. And then the movie came out and it was complete shit for so many different reasons. So I'm hoping that Birds of Prey doesn't come out like that, because I love Margot Robbie and I feel like Margot Robbie deserves some limelight after all the shabacle with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. So I'm really excited for Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go in, like I said, with really, really low expectations. And I need to buy my tickets.
Oh my god, advanced.
Yes.
Ooh, it'd be cool if we could do advanced screening for that one.
I love going to advanced screenings. I don't know how many people go to advanced screenings. At least, probably in LA, a lot of people do. I feel like up here it's less common. But advanced screenings, I love going because sometimes you get like a cool little like lanyard, or you'll get like a poster, or there was the one time that we went to an advanced screening for Boy Erased.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, they had like an interview. But because we went the wrong day, the in-person interview was the next day. And we misread and thought that the in-person interview was the day we went. It
would have been cool.
Instead, the day we went was the
just the
pre-recorded interview.
Yep.
Which I was really sad about. But it was worth it because it was actually free, that one.
Yeah, that one was free.
That one I managed to get free tickets for. That's the only reason I like Lionsgate sometimes, is because they'll send me free tickets to advanced screenings.
Oh, true.
That's how I got those ones.
Dang, you over here like, got them in the bag. What's another one? Oh, I was talking to her about Legally Blonde 3. See,
with Reese
the actual one. It doesn't, I haven't heard of what it's gonna be like about, any of the plot, but just with her being in it, I'm already stoked, honestly.
I just thought of something. This was really weird to me. I usually sit on that side.
I know, this is so weird. I'm over here like, I'm about to talk to my left at one point. Because I got so used to it. Yeah, because I'm used to that everywhere we usually sit. Okay. Either way, we already started. I interrupted you. No, that was basically it, because there's no plot to it. Like, there's no trailer, there's nothing.
But it's coming out this year?
This year. In like, I'm going to say May-ish, but I'm not sure. What is another movie? Supposedly,
there's gonna be a Now You See Me 3 with the release.
Girl, you haven't even seen.
The only reason I'm bringing it up is because I was telling her before we started recording that I don't know why, but I've been really into Jesse Eisenberg and like his entire catalog of movies.
He's been into for years.
Saying like out of
nowhere.
And so, like, the other day I was watching Zombieland, and then I watched Adventureland, and then I watched... He stars on a lot of things with land. And then I watched the one about Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh my god.
And then I was like, wait, the only ones of his that I know for sure I have never seen is Now You See Me. And so I found Now You See Me 1. I have no idea where I can find Now You See Me 2, but if anybody knows, drop a link, send me a... Please. I need to see Now You See Me 2 because I've never seen it before. And while I was looking for like streaming platforms, if they have it anywhere, there was like news about Now You See Me 3 coming out this year, but I don't know if that's like officially announced or if that was just a fan forum. I didn't really click it because I was like, I'm trying to watch Now You See Me 2.
Now that you said like unofficially announced, supposedly there's gonna be a Princess Diaries 3.
Yeah.
But it's like Anne Hathaway said it's
she
in the
confirmed
works.
it. Yeah.
But we don't know when.
But would it come out this year or
would it come out next year? It's gonna take a while.
Also, I wonder how that's gonna go because I know Whitney Houston produced both of them, right?
She did actually.
So we'll see how.
I wonder what the plot's gonna be for this one. I was really mad how they changed from the first one to the second one.
Oh, with a different guy.
Yeah, with a different guy. I was kind of really upset about.
I wanted her to marry that guy.
Yeah, the first guy.
Although I love the second one because I love anything Chris Pine is.
I know.
Chris Pine is in, like,
I know you do.
I will kiss the dirt he walks on.
My God,
I love Chris Pine.
You escalated that up. You love all Chris's.
No.
Chris Evans
is a Zionist. Next.
No, that's all the Chris's I know.
Oh my god, the Snuggie came off, you guys, magically. I don't know how. A ghost came and took it off of me. They heard me talking about Chris's and they were like, you've had enough.
Oh god. What's another? I can't think. A Quiet Place Part 2. The trailer dropped.
And John Krasinski is directing it again?
He's directing it again, yeah. But I don't want to do any spoilers.
You know, recently, I was... if you haven't seen A Quiet Place by now, that's on you. So I don't care for spoilers. So I was reading about how Joaquin Phoenix and like his whole act on set where, for anybody who doesn't know, he was method acting for the Joker movie.
Oh, yeah.
And let me give my opinion on method acting real quick. If you're method acting, great, but also it's called acting for a reason. And especially if you're interrupting crew members and, like, the way that production works, if you're... The instance I'm talking about specifically that I have an opinion on was... Well, I mean, I have an opinion on anything, but, like, the instance I'm talking about that really upset me was that Joaquin Phoenix was in the middle of getting his makeup done for Joker, and out of nowhere, he just stormed off of set for hours. Okay. And, like, that was a part of his method acting, that he got all worked up, and he stormed off of set for hours. And time is money, especially when making a film. Especially because that could literally put you back, like, a day. Mm-hmm. And that's a whole other day that crew members might go unpaid and shit like that. And so I think that's really...
If he wanted to do that, he should have done that before the clock.
Exactly. And so I'm eventually going to get to Quiet Place. Yeah. Then people in the comments are talking about Toni Collette, who did Hereditary.
Oh, yeah.
And Hereditary is a really tense movie. I myself have not been able to rewatch it because of that. Going to. But it's one of my favorite movies of all time because of that. So Toni Collette, her character, she's like a mom, and her child dies in a really traumatic way. And her child dies as a result of her other child being irresponsible. And so people were asking her, like, oh, how did you prepare for that intense role? And she was like, it's called acting. And so a lot of people are talking about, the discourse revolves around how a lot of women in Hollywood don't do method acting. They consider acting just acting. How they'll go from a role, really intense, like, place, and just turn it on and off whenever they need to. And then there's men who, specifically people who played the Joker. So there's Joaquin Phoenix and Jared Leto, most notably, who did the method acting where they disrupted crew members and were sending packages to Margot Robbie with, like, dead rats and things like that.
Oh my god.
And so that's going to lead me to my point on Quiet Place, was that they were talking about how the scene where, why am I blanking on her name? Emily Blunt, where she's in the bathtub and she's giving birth.
Oh, yeah.
That was all done in one take because, well, she's a great actress, one. But a lot of people in the comments are saying, well, like, oh, it's because she's given birth before and all that stuff. And it's like, she filmed that really intense scene, and after they recorded, she was like, okay, so what are we going to eat for lunch today?
Yeah, she was real chill about it.
She just turned it on and off when she needed to.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion on method acting. I feel like
Literally, you know what she did? She wrote a whole essay. Honestly, it sounds like you outlined it, and then
I'm about to go back and, like...
for the next semester?
For next semester, any semester.
She's gonna be like, I already wrote it down. I already have my outline.
They're my words. No, but then they're gonna be like, you plagiarize yourself.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You can plagiarize yourself.
Yeah, you can.
Sad.
Dang. Oh my god.
But that's my entire opinion on method acting.
Yeah.
I feel like there's also people that are like, it's not your place, you're not a professional. Sorry, my cuckoo clock.
I know.
Okay, what I was gonna say was, I feel like people are gonna be like, you're not a professional actress, you have no place or say in this. But that's just my general opinion. Being that, like, I know about background work, I know about working on set and being in a production crew, and that's too much stress to have to deal with. Imagine,
to be like, waiting.
You set up everything and you're just for the star to come back.
I know. You don't even know where they are. Oh my god.
I think it's really unprofessional.
Yeah.
That manner of method acting.
True.
But other movies we're excited for besides Quiet Place.
I'm trying to think.
SpongeBob Live came out. Leave it to me to bring it up.
Oh my god.
SpongeBob Live came out, and I saw a tiny little clip of it.
I didn't know they had it.
I I don't know exactly when it came out, but I remember that people on Twitter were mad about it when they announced how the characters were gonna look. And then I didn't bother clicking it because I was like, I don't want any spoilers. I will wait until it comes out, and I will watch it for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I saw like 5 minutes of it, and I turned it off.
Oh my god.
Because, okay, so Patrick, the way that they did Patrick, you know, like, if, at this point you have to know who SpongeBob and Patrick are. He has like a little cone-shaped head because he's supposed to be a starfish, right? So his head's pointy. No, they gave the guy, excuse me because I'm gonna mispronounce this, they gave him like a quaff or a quiff, like, how do you pronounce it? Where their hair is like,
whoa, what the heck?
But his hair is like,
yeah,
and it's not pointy, it's like
a square?
Kind of like rectangular or like a trapezoid where it's like
it's trying to be pointing but not really.
Yeah.
Ew.
Where it's trying to be pointy but then it's flat.
Why would they do that?
I don't know, but that really upset me, so I was like, I'm done.
I wouldn't watch it either. Whatchamacallit? They also had like this big deal with Sonic, right? When they first released how he was gonna look like.
With the
then Twitter changed him.
Twitter changed him.
Twitter changed him.
That wasn't on the animators though.
Well, I'm not blaming anybody, but I know people did not like it.
And then the animators got to work and finish that shit. Yeah. Props to them. Because I cannot do shit.
I'm pretty sure they had everything done for the whole movie at that point. And now they have to restart.
I don't know. Then there's movies like Cats.
Stop.
Let me talk about Cats for a second.
Oh my god.
Let me rant.
Jeez.
This whole thing is going to
1 minute of Cats and that's it.
Okay. Time me. Right
now.
So, Cats. They finished editing Cats the day that it released in theaters.
What?
Yes. That was when the final edit was done.
Are you kidding me? That's like us trying to turn in a project.
Honestly, that has been me every project, every semester, which is why my projects are always ass. But I'm not doing a feature-length film. And the reason why they rushed it was because they wanted it to be on time for the Oscars. There's no way it's going to be nominated for any kind of Oscars. Because a lot of it was unfinished. You could see Dame Judi Dench's hand. Like her actual hand instead of a cat hand. You could see what's her name? She's Pitch Perfect. You could also see her hand in a lot of takes. After they released that first version, they re-released an edited version. Yeah, I still think it's not going to get any Oscar noms.
Well,
there's my minute. I actually hit the
time. That's it. Okay, all right.
Honestly, this is the only thing I learned in comm class, which is
no more gatos. That's it.
Which is how to talk within a specific time frame.
Yeah. We used to have to talk to like 5, and then you took another one. Though.
Well,
you took
I took more comm classes because I was interested in it. But there was like where you would do a speech where it's like a minute, 2 minutes. And then you had another speech where you had to do, I think it was like 6 minutes. For one class, we had to do a 20-minute presentation. And I was
what did I do? I think I did it on llamas.
I cannot. No.
For you. For your
No. For another class, we had to do a 20-minute presentation.
Oh, you're right.
But that was a group presentation.
That was a group.
And that was with a PowerPoint.
Yeah.
It was still terrible because she wouldn't let us look at the PowerPoint. So I couldn't remember what slide I was on. Because I didn't make the whole PowerPoint, like other people did other slides.
Yeah. And I don't know which one goes next. Like, we literally just finished it an hour ago.
Here we are ranting about Cats, but we're doing the same thing in school. Because we're students. We learn from our mistakes, okay? Like, we're allowed to do that kind of stuff,
True.
Somewhat. I need to stop procrastinating. But that's not my resolution for New Year, because I say that every day.
Anyways.
So, we're done talking about all the new movies that are coming out this year. Instead, I want to ask what you did for New Year's.
What did I do for New Year's? Oh my god, wait. What did I do for New Year's?
If you want, I can go first. I went out for New Year's. This is the first New Year's I've ever went out.
You did go out.
Yeah. This is the first New Year's I've ever went out. Usually New Year's, it's like a kind of... I didn't grow up celebrating it, so it's kind of just like a stay home and relax.
Oh, yeah, you told me you were like waiting till 12, and then you're like...
And so, peace. I literally waited until 12 so that I could say Happy New Year's to my dad. And then I was like, okay, I ordered my Uber.
Bye.
And I left to the bars. It wasn't worth it. I only ordered water.
You didn't like it?
And another drink. I just don't like the bars where we're from. They're not for me. I feel like I'm not that kind of a sports bar kind of girl. I'm more like a pub or like tavern.
I feel like you need to go to like the city, you know?
Yeah, that's
really
too.
far.
The better bars are in San Francisco. That was my original plan. And that fell through.
Damn.
But that's all I did. I just went out.
Well, I feel like you had a way better time than I did because my parents wanted to go to like the local church get together. So I went to, because they had like, I guess like mass, and then there's like the little gym, and that's where they put the little party. I mean, it was good food. It wasn't that bad. But obviously, I didn't want to dance with a bunch of people. I was not in the mood.
You're about to twerk in church.
They put Caballo Dorado. Like, it was just like the thing to do. And then after we went to my aunt's house, and that's where we did like the whole traditional thing where you have like, I don't know how many grapes, 7 or 8 grapes, and then you make a wish or whatever. Or
yeah.
I think it's 12. I don't know how many grapes. But you make a wish for each of them once it hits like 12 and it's New Year's. And then that's it. And we all hug each other. And this time, I usually do the maleta run, which is where we get a luggage and then we run outside. It doesn't have anything in it. We just run and then we come back, pass it to the other person. It's like a whole, I don't know what the heck. And it's supposed to supposedly just like help us travel more, like just little good luck thing. But this time we didn't do that. And I totally forgot to do it. And up until now, I remember, and we didn't. So I guess I'm not traveling. That's all I did for New Year's.
I also cleaned a lot.
Oh yeah, I cleaned my room.
It's this thing that I don't know like if other people know it or what. But we were both talking about it because it happens to be that we both grew up with this mindset where it's like if you don't have a clean house for New Year's, like it's bad luck or something like that.
Yeah.
So I spent all New Year's actually cleaning. The last thing I did was I vacuumed at 10 p.m. and then I was like, okay, I gotta start getting ready.
Yeah.
I vacuumed the house and my uncle was like dead ass asleep.
He was like,
because I vacuumed the whole thing, and of course because I have birds, it does not look like I vacuumed.
Yeah, they make a mess in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Dang.
But it's the thought that counts.
It's wild. Wild.
Wait, have you taken your tree down yet?
No, we're not taking it down till today, the 6th, because of the whole Reyes Magos thing.
Yeah, that's also a thing here.
Oh my god, you guys, I bought a blanket. I have to say it.
Why are you telling everybody about your blanket?
Because I already know when I unbox it today, it's gonna look so cute. And then I'll bring it next time.
We're doing blankets again?
Yeah.
I wore, okay.
Well, okay, I wore it today because I have I don't want to show the logo on my thing.
So, she has something after this.
Yeah.
So, she had to be dressed like this.
Yeah.
And then, because she came like that, and I was actually wearing, like, clothes, like, going out clothes, I was like, wait. I'm gonna change into sweats.
Oh yeah, she was over here ready to go. I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go.
So I changed into my sweats. These are literally the only pair of sweatpants I own. And then I put on just some random t-shirt. My red rum one.
Have you seen Dr. Sleep?
No, I haven't.
Me either.
Because I feel like it would upset me.
Oh my god.
But I don't want to get into that right now.
Okay, yeah.
Negative energy.
We're done.
So
reviewing them.
Finally, your first recommendation of the year.
Oh my god. Wait, I just noticed that the movie that I had in my head already said it. No.
I will give my first recommendation of the year. So, besides Jesse Eisenberg that I've been super obsessed with, I've also been really obsessed with Florence Pugh. I'm so upset that she's dating someone that's like 20 years older than her. So because she's only 2 years older than me. She was born in 1996.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So she's dating like some 40-year-old.
Anyways. You could.
I could. Oh, I hope I have a chance with Florence Pugh. 100%. If I
you could. Her, it's only 2 years apart.
Please date me.
Not that bad.
Anyways, Florence Pugh. Really obsessed with her. So I've been looking up like all of her stuff that she's ever been in. And so I started watching Marcella, which is a show on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. I don't know how many seasons it is. I think it's only 2 seasons. And, like, each episode's 45 minutes. I think there's, like, 8 episodes first season. 8 episodes second season? I don't know. I'm only at episode 4, but I really like it. It gave me nightmares. And it's not, like, a scary show. It's just, because I don't want to give any spoilers. But at one point, there's, like, this entire sequence. If you are sensitive to, if you're photosensitive, I don't recommend episode 2. But that's the sequence that gave me nightmares, was episodes 2, with all the flashing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, that's what I recommend, Marcella.
Alright.
It's a show.
I got my movie. I'm gonna, because I finally watched it, I think 2 weeks ago or so, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I can finally recommend it now. I really did like it a lot. And I don't want to, I know it came out a long time ago, but since I hopped on it so late, I know I wouldn't want to get spoilers on it. But it was actually really, really good. It was 3 hours, of course.
Well, yeah, all of his
movies are 3 hours. So I had to prepare myself. So I didn't go to sleep till like 12. But it was actually really, 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 really.
That's surprising. Really, a lot of people either really hated it or really loved it.
Because it doesn't
follow Sharon Tate.
It doesn't follow it. But I do like his take on the whole Charles Manson murders and stuff of what could have been. But yeah, I like it.
I think that's the one criticism a lot of people had was that the whole part, it's supposed to focus on Sharon Tate. I feel like, in my opinion, I wanted it to focus on more Sharon Tate. And
I wish it did. But it didn't, yeah.
That's where it falls flat.
She probably got like 5 minutes of screen time, honestly.
That's why a lot of people were mad
about it, yeah.
Because when you think of that era, you think of Sharon Tate. At least me. When I think of that era, that's like one of the first people I think of. True. And I feel like it kind of, I don't know how to put it. It kind of puts her on the back burner.
True.
When I feel like she should.
Ooh, also Austin Butler's in it. I did not know he was in it until I saw him. I was like,
Isn't Sydney Sweeney's also in it?
Yes, she's in it too.
Love her.
Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, we should just make an entire episode of like all the people that we are obsessed with, because
I don't know if you would want to do this, but every time we go a little
take a shot every time I went. Honestly, that would be a good drink.
I would have to like
maybe for this episode, because this episode I haven't done it as much. I think I only did it like 3 times.
Okay. But
and then plus like the 2 we just did to go like, you know.
I know. What about the previous episodes where you just watched? You do a lot of that.
Yeah.
A lot. So we'd probably be kind of drunk.
I need self-control. Anyways, we're done.
Yeah.
And we will be back next week with another episode, hopefully. If nothing else happens. So yeah, I think that's it. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I don't have anything else to say. I mean, Tres Reyes Magos, if you celebrate that. That was...
I know. If you got your little pan with your little baby, I feel bad for you. But if you didn't get the baby, I feel good for you. Because I did. Alright.
Okay, that's the end because the birds are chirping and it's annoying me.
Yeah, okay. Bye.
Bye.